Welcome to News9 Mediaverse, and you are watching On Point with me. And today in this special edition, on weekend, on Point, I'm going to talk about Uttarkashi tunnel rescue that has entered its 14th day. 41 workers are trapped inside the 2-kilometer long tunnel. New obstructions have come up. Questions too are being asked about the absence of an escape tunnel. In this special edition on Uttarkashi, I will be joined by my colleague Nivriti Mohan right from the spot. I'll also be joined by a very known subject matter expert. But before that, let me take you through some details. Let me show you some graphics. Let me tell you what are the challenges, what we need to do, what the other people need to do. Auger machine has stuck inside the tunnel, not working, very bad. But other machines have been deployed. Machine blades have got damaged. Rescue pipes have got bent. Challenge is to pull the machine out. We have to pull the machine out. This is the mouth of the cavern. This is the mouth of the cavern. Horizontal drilling could be suspended for 2 days, which is this. This is the horizontal drilling. Then there is a vertical drilling which is going to take place like this. You see, people are here. People are inside this tunnel. They are here. So the vertical drilling will take place like this. Like this. And this horizontal drilling is taking place like this. Like this. And it is meeting obstructions. What are the obstructions? I'll tell you. Vertical drilling machine being taken to the top of the tunnel. It is being kept there. Road is being built. So they will come like this. That is how. Very tough job. Very tough job. So is vertical drilling the answer? They can meet an aquifer. Debris can get loose. It can affect the tunnel. How will they do it? I will tell you how our officers are working there. But it's a tough job. And the question which is being raised in newspapers. Why is escape tunnel absent? Escape tunnel is a very important aspect. Can work proceed manually? We are going to ask our expert and reporter on the ground. And now, before I go back to my reporter, go back to the expert, let me play out something from the spot. I'll give you the ground report. What our reporters are getting in. And let's play out one of the ground reports. And these are the blades. Okay. Before I go on to ground report, this is the hindrance. This is the hindrance. This is what is being taken out. So imagine so much of material, so much of material. This is being sent by our correspondent. So much of material is obstructing. This is the obstruction. So when people say, what is the obstruction? This is the obstruction. Rock is not the obstruction. Steel, aluminium, iron, pipes, this is the obstruction. This creates the obstruction. Entire stuff which was being put inside to concretize it, to create a tunnel, to make it tough. When it collapses, it comes together, it congeals. And then machine finds it difficult to break. Because ultimately it's made of the same material with which the machine is made. That is the obstruction. This is where our reporters are. Let me play out the report for you now.
The latest update that we have with us through our sources is that the auger machine during the horizontal drilling inside the tunnel has struck inside and the flaps through which the drilling takes place, the flaps that you see there, the orange colored flaps, it is damaged. These flaps have been damaged and now they are trying to pull it out from where it has stuck inside the tunnel, but they have not been able to successfully pull it out. They were earlier planning to pull the machine out, and then there was an effort to be made manually to reach the workers inside, but right now it doesn't seem to be happening here, and this effort is not right now seem to be working. So the authorities, what I have come to know through our sources is that the authorities are also exploring other options. That now the next option that is there, and the most promising of all the options, is the vertical drilling that they were planning to do. You can see the laborers up there, and we just saw a heavy drilling machine going up there to try the vertical drilling option, where they will be drilling a hole. First of all, they will be drilling, they should be drilling a smaller hole through which they will find out whether there is an aquifer inside that could damage the drilling process or hamper the drilling process. And if they find that there is no aquifer, then they can try for making a bigger hole through which they can pull the workers out of the tunnel. But this is going to take a long process, and there will be technicalities and difficulties while going through this process as well. They have all the options, 5 to 6 options are there that they can try. Now the authorities are to decide which option they will explore. But as we had spoken to the authorities earlier, they were telling us that the most promising of all options is the front face option, which they are working on right now, and they are trying to sort out whatever difficulties are there now. But the second most promising option they were talking about was the vertical drilling option, but it is going to take time. If they have to adopt or take on to the vertical drilling option, it is going to take time. So let us hope that this first option works out well, which seems to be not happening as of now. But the authorities are trying their best to pull the machine out so that they can dig in further and move towards the workers trapped inside the tunnel.
Okay. Now let me straight away go to Nivritti Mohan, who joins me from Uttarkashi. Nivritti, how are you? I know you had a very long day. Nivritti, what's happening? Can you just bring me to speed? Update, tell me.
Kartikeya, as you know that the auger machine is stuck inside the tunnel, and now the Chief Minister did a press conference today and spoke to the authorities, spoke to the media, and he told the media persons that the machine is stuck inside. They are trying, the authorities, the agencies, they are trying to pull it out from the tunnel, but it is stuck because the pipe through which the auger machine, the drilling machine had gone inside the tunnel to dig further, it has struck inside that pipe because the pressure that the auger machine had felt, due to that pressure, the pipe had also bent again. Now what the problem is that the drill that has gone inside, they are not able to pull it out because the pipe has also bent, and it has come out through that pipe. So it is stuck inside. Now what they have to do, they have to first cut the machine parts also, that is the drilling part of it, which is inside and which is stuck inside, and then they have, first of all they will have to cut the pipe itself because it is bent. Only then they can take the machine out. So cutting the pipe has earlier, they have cut it twice earlier, so it had taken more than 2 hours for them. The attempts of cutting the pipes have failed also, and in second or third attempt they were able to cut the pipes earlier. So the same process is to be repeated again. They will have to cut the pipe first, and then they will have to cut the drilling machine, the auger machine which is stuck inside. So the Chief Minister told the reporters here that the expert is arriving from Hyderabad. They have asked for some plasma cutter. They will be using that cutter, which will cut the machine and the stuck part of the machine and the pipe also.
Okay, Nivritti, just hold on here. Nivritti, just hold on here. Just hold on here. Nivritti, Nivritti.
It's already been pulled out. The auger machine has been pulled out of the pipe.
Just hold on.
From inside the tunnel.
Just hold on, Nivritti. Let's go across to Syed Atta then. Sir, there was a 5-second lag with my reporter. I know she's out there. It's a technical thing. It's like you know, you were 20 years way back in, early 2000, when there was a lag between when you spoke and when the words arrived in the studio. Can you just tell our viewers, sir, what happened today, and what will the government be doing, and what is your assessment, sir? What is your assessment, Hasten sir?
Kartikeya, can you hear me? I hope you can hear me.
Oh yes, you are absolutely clear, sir.
Okay, great. And firstly, there has to be no regret about time delays, etc. online here. We are all together in this operation, and everything here is forgivable. So let's just stick ourselves to ensuring they are focused on this operation and the information that we want to give to the public.
Correct.
At this time.
I agree with you, sir.
So what I'm going to tell you is that today there has not been any progress. But let me start from the positive side first. We need not always get negative. Let's start from the positive side, that everything inside the tunnel, on the other side of the debris, the workers are safe and sound. They're getting all the supplies. Everything which was there yesterday, in fact, is even better. More relatives have come. They've spoken to them inside. So the morale is high, motivation is high. They have been convinced that they can stand on for a long haul as long as required. Now, as far as the horizontal access that we were making from here, that ran into a snag since yesterday, since last night. And we found that the auger, which has been working overtime all this time, which was the mainstay actually, that snapped, a part of it snapped at a certain point as it went ahead. The more we went further, obviously, the load on the auger was also increasing, and at some stage, with the wear and tear, obviously a break would occur, and that's exactly what has happened. Now, it's okay for an auger to break. You can pull its parts out, but here, some part of it, a large part of it has got stuck inside. That to enable any further progress, even through the manual mode, this particular part will have to be pulled out. So, to pull that out, you require, as very correctly said by your correspondent Nivritti, that you need a special machine which is coming in from Rajamundry. The ONGC has just told me that they are getting this machine lifted from there. 3 experts on this are also coming. They will land sometime in the night tonight, 30 kilometers away, and then they will be transported here. Maybe sometime in the late part of the night, early morning, some kind of a work can commence, and only then can this be extricated from it. To my estimate, in not less than 48 hours probably will be taken. That's what the technical people have told me. 48 hours.
Lot of people want to know what is this horizontal drilling, and can it be successful, and why are these obstacles coming right now? You know, why these obstructions became so much that the machine stopped functioning? Can you just tell us that?
Okay, I'll just tell you that. I think I explained it also the other night on your show, that what is on top of the tunnel, on the roof of the tunnel, is not just earth. If it was only earth, the tunnel would come down. The earth, this whole thing, to stabilize it, it has got concrete, it has got lattice work of iron, it has got girders, bent girders, lot of steel pipes. All this together, when it comes down, at certain part of the debris, this will be in concentration. And to go past a concentrated element of all this put together is almost impossible for an auger machine, even with its 600 tons of power that it is driving it. So this is to be cut. Yesterday it was cut to some extent, taken out, and then we were hoping to make progress. 47 meters had been done when the auger machine finally broke down, when this part got cut, when it part got broke inside. One part of that thing was removed, and the other part is still stuck there, which is what will be removed tonight, hopefully tomorrow morning, and it may continue, that operation may continue for the better part of the next almost 36 to 48 hours. That is the important thing. But this particular horizontal access is not closed down. Once that broken part is removed, we can still access this manually. That is, with the help of power drills, etc. Obviously, the process will not be 4 to 5 meters per hour, which was being achieved by the auger machine. This will be, of course, much lesser. Very marginal kind of an approach, but it will be it will be still successfully done. And of course, obstacles will still come in the way. Those obstacles will have to be cut, as they were cut earlier when I explained with an oxyacetylene torch, etc. And they will have to be extricated. And that is how this last 10 to 15 meters will have to be gone through. That's a very deliberate kind of a process through which it will have to be taken. So that is the challenge at the moment. But let me tell you, at the same time, an alternative is about to commence. I hope it will commence in the next 48 hours or so. The machine which has come of the Satlaj Vidut Jal Limited, Jal Vidut Limited, they will be placing this drilling machine on the top of the tunnel, as you had explained to your viewers just now. The road is ready. It's already, this equipment has been taken up. It is to be just embedded on the seating which has been prepared there, a cemented seating which has been prepared there. It will take a little time for it to be stabilized, and then the top-down drilling can commence. It's an 86-meter drilling which will be required. What the geology is in the middle, as you were yourself just describing, there may be aquifers, there may be rock formations. What kind of rock there is, we still do not know fully. So there will be obstacles in the way. But a top-down drilling process is a little easier to an extent. It is also with gravity in favor of you, so that is much, much simpler according to most of what the technologists tell me. So I hope that they will be able to make access, maybe not as fast, but sometime in the near future, they should be able to do it. We have stopped predicting anything out here. You are seeing that each time you make a human prediction, machinery and the nature all fights back against you. So therefore, there is no point trying to make predictions and say 48 and 96 hours I'll be here and I'll be there and I'll pull out the first man in 7 days. No, that is not possible.
But Mr. Hassan, today, if you must have looked at the papers, a lot of experts and journalists have written that if there would have been an escape tunnel, things would have been different. Your thoughts on it, General?
See, Kartikeya, that's an issue for us to discuss post the event. I'm sure there will be inquiries, there will be all kinds of things. It's necessary, of course, for lessons learned. We in the NDMA also conduct our own analysis, lessons learned. Every single disaster is documented. Guidelines are issued on lessons learned and things like that. So that's a process by itself which we will go through. But till then, I would recommend we strongly focus only on the means being adopted at the moment. What could have been there can come later and we could discuss it then.
And before I go back to Nivritti, sir, so much of construction at the horizontal point has taken place. Do you think that a simultaneous construction from a vertical point can further destabilize these phyllite rocks? Are people cognizant of that? Because once you drill, you're not just drilling an area, you create vibrations which affect the entire structure.
I entirely agree with you. But I'm sure all our engineers are fully cognizant of that. And this drilling process is not going to be taking place right on top of the place where this particular work and horizontal work is going on. It will be offset to some distance from it. And I'm sure it will not happen simultaneously. Because having it simultaneously may create all kinds of, unscheduled kind of vibrations which can take place, unpredictable vibrations which can take place, and what effect that has on the ground configuration, one can never say. So I'm sure geologists are there, scientists are there, engineers are there. I mean, whatever talent is required here, I think the government has been able to get them all together and place them here. Even while I'm talking to you, let me tell you, there's an Indigo flight which has been chartered, and you're finding the cutters, the plasma cutter from Rajamundry with 3 experts is being flown in from there straight here. I hope tonight sometime it will reach, and in the morning this work can probably commence.
Okay, and before I come back to you, sir, let me play out the bite of Pushkar Singh Dhami and one of the experts from the spot.
जो कटर है हमारा प्लाज्मा कटर, वो शाम तक पहुंचेगा. अभी क्या है कि हम लगभग 1 घंटे में 1.5 मीटर काट पा रहे हैं, और उसके आने के बाद 1 घंटे में हम 4 मीटर लगभग काट पाएंगे. तो उससे बहुत आसानी से जल्दी जो है हमारा ये 30 मीटर जो बचा हुआ है वो हमको लगता है कि 7-8 घंटे में कट जाएगा। उसके कटते ही मैनुअली अंदर जाएंगे और 1 मीटर 1 घंटे का मैनुअली जो है उसको करने के बाद उसको पाइप को पुश करने का काम शुरू होगा। तो ये मान के चलिए कि जल्दी से जल्दी हो, अगर कोई हर्डल ना आए, जिस प्रकार से आप लोग सहयोग बनाए हुए हैं उसको हम लोग देखिए, ऐसा है हम लोग क्योंकि ऐसे स्थान पर हैं कि यहाँ से हमारे सबके बीच में अगर सकारात्मक भाव रहेगा तो आवाज अंदर तक जाएगा।
It's a great idea, as long as we do it safely, and there'll be many things that we're doing, but what is wonderful here in India is that the safety of the rescuers and the safety of the people that we're rescuing is of paramount importance, and so because we have an angry mountain, we're being a little careful, or being a lot careful, because we don't want anyone injured doing the rescue, and we don't want anyone injured who's being rescued. So that is why.
हमारे साथ उत्तराखंड के शहरी विकास मंत्री और उत्तरकाशी के प्रभारी मंत्री हैं प्रेमचंद्र अग्रवाल जी। आइए उनसे थोड़ी सी अपडेट लेते हैं कि किस तरह की स्थिति है यहाँ पर, किस तरीके से काम चल रहा है, कहाँ रुका हुआ है सर काम इस वक्त।
देखिए, जो काम थोड़ा सा कल आप समझ रहे थे कि आगे बढ़ा था, उसमें जो ऑगर मशीन है उसमें थोड़ा दिक्कत आई थी, उसको ठीक ठाक कर रहे हैं और उसके ठीक ठाक होने के बाद फिर आगे बढ़ेंगे।
कुछ आपको पता चल पाया कि कितना समय लगने वाला है उसको ठीक होने में?
समय की सीमा को नहीं बांधा जा सकता। यहाँ जिस प्रकार से थोड़ी देर बाद कुछ चुनौतियाँ जब आती हैं तो समय सीमा में बांधना तो थोड़ा ठीक नहीं होगा, लेकिन मैं कह सकता हूँ जिस मेहनत से वो लोग काम कर रहे हैं, सारे एजेंसी काम कर रही हैं, अधिकारीगण कोऑर्डिनेट कर रहे हैं और आप सबकी दुआएं हैं, पूरे देश भर की दुआएं उनके साथ है, तो निश्चित रूप से सफलता हासिल होगी।
आप अंदर गए थे, आपने ज़रूर जायज़ा लिया होगा पूरे काम का। अगर मैं पूछूं कि दिक्कत क्या है पर्टिकुलरली, तो
दिक्कत बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं है, लेकिन ये है कि जो समस्या कभी आती है उसका सामना हम लोग करते हैं, उसको आगे बढ़ने के लिए हम लोग जो चुनौती हमारे सामने उसको निराकरण करके आगे बढ़ते हैं। निश्चित रूप से आप मानिए कि बहुत जल्द हम लोग अच्छे परिणाम की तरफ बढ़ेंगे।
ऐसा कहा जा रहा है कि ऑगर मशीन थोड़ा सा फंस गया है, उसको निकालने की कोशिश की जा रही है।
वो काम जारी है, जो भी समस्या आती है उसको निवारण के लिए काम बिल्कुल उसी टाइम तुरंत शुरू होता है। और आप देखिए, मैं देख रहा था वहाँ कितना बढ़िया भोजन बोतलों में पैक करके उनको भेजा जा रहा था, उनसे मेरी बातचीत हुई, कितने खुश थे। तो ये सब चीज़ें हो रही हैं, आप मान के चलिए कि आप सबकी दुआओं के बदौलत वो ठीक होंगे।
आपने लोगों से बातचीत की, जो एजेंसीज काम कर रही हैं उनसे बातचीत की, क्या वो और ऑप्शंस को भी एक्सप्लोर कर रही हैं?
सभी प्रकार की बातचीत हुई है, हर विकल्प पे विचार किया जाता है ऐसे समय पे, क्योंकि जब एक विकल्प हमारा ठीक ठाक चल रहा है उसके बावजूद दूसरे विकल्प की तरफ भी विचार किया जाता है, क्योंकि हमें पहले वो 41 मजदूर किस तरह से वो बाहर है, इसकी हमारी सबकी जो भाव रहता है वो निकले, ये इसीलिए सब विकल्प पे बातचीत होती है।
सबसे ज़्यादा 4-5-6 विकल्प थे सर, इधर से उधर से, ऊपर से, सामने से, पीछे से। सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट जो कारगर बताया जा रहा था वो सामने से था, लेकिन उसके बाद बताया गया दूसरे नंबर पे जो सबसे कारगर हो सकता है वो वर्टिकली ड्रिल करके हो सकता है। तो क्या वर्टिकल ऑप्शन तलाश
ना, सभी विकल्प पर विचार होता है।
हमने बात की अंदर वर्कर्स
लोगों को निकालना प्राथमिकता है, सभी विकल्प पर विचार।
वर्कर्स से बात हुई
सभी? हाँ, वर्कर से मेरी बात, वो खुश है बिल्कुल। वो
किस तरीके की बात हुई, थोड़ी डिटेल में?
मेरे ये कहा भी कैसे हो कि हम लोग बिल्कुल ठीक हैं, खाना ठीक से खा रहे हैं, कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं है। गबर सिंह से बात हुई, दूसरे एक श्रमिक से बात हुई जो बिहार के हैं, सबने उल्टा ये कहा कि आप लोग ठीक हैं क्या। तो इससे आप अंदाजा ले वो कितने ठीक है। उसके बाद मैं बहुत संतुष्ट हूँ।
Okay, so my reporter Nivritti Mohan was telling us that this is going to take more time, but let me just go across to Lieutenant General Sayyidata Hasnain. Sir, before I let go of you, you are saying that in a couple of hours the new machine will arrive and the horizontal drilling machine, the horizontal drilling machine will be deployed. But there is also one news which also came in, if you can confirm for us, that manual labor would be deployed with gas cutters to clear that horizontal line. Is it correct or just wild information flying around?
Yes, Karthikeya, it's very important that we correct perceptions in the public as to what exactly is happening. First of all, let me correct what your statement which you just said, that the machine is coming and in the morning we'll be able to make headway again on the horizontal axis that we are trying. No, that is not correct. What is coming is only cutters. It's a plasma cutter. This plasma cutter is required to cut the remnants of the auger which is still lying inside, which is preventing the access of the manual attempt to go inside and start the work manually.
Okay.
So once that has been removed, then only the two people will go inside to carry out manual effort, which they will also have some power drills, etc. with them. It's not as if they are going to use their hands and fingers or some kind of a khurpi and that kind of an implement. There will be every kind of an effort made to give them modern implements to do something manually. But what you were achieving was 4 to 5 meters per hour through the auger. In this, I think you cannot achieve anything more than maybe half a meter to about a meter. That is all you will be able to achieve. And if you come across obstacles, if you come across metal parts, etc., once again the whole process of cutting all that again with the oxyacetylene, torches, etc., will have to be gone through. So this is a laborious process. No one should have expectations that 48 hours to 96 hours you're going to find a success.
I'll correct myself. Thank you, Mr. Astin. I'll correct myself. But are those essential oxygen pipes, food pipes safe, sir?
That is the most important thing. That every effort is being made to actually keep all that safe. And I can tell you this. I can also give you this information. There is another option which is being worked upon, and preparation for that is being made. That is the option of going from the side of the tunnel, the scraping of the side, as is called the drift technology. For that, fabrication of panels, metallic panels, is being done, but there isn't enough space to allow all this work to happen together. And if all this work were to happen together, then there would be impact on the 6-inch and the 4-inch pipeline, which we do not under any circumstances want that to get affected. That is the lifeline which is allowing us to give us time, the flexibility and the choice of methods to carry out this execution.
Mr. Astin, I'm so glad that you are making time every day to come to us, and it's my promise as the editor of the channel that my coverage on Uttarkashi is not going to be like a circus. It will be a coverage in context of information, knowledge, telling people how difficult it is, what are the challenges, and keeping civil society updated of an issue of national importance. I'm so glad you make time from your routine. I promise you that this is the focus of my channel. Thank you so much.
I can assure you, Kartikeya, that I am an equal partnership with you. I'm a soldier first and committed to the people of India. I will make sure that this perception of people is corrected throughout this process.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, General. Thank you so much for coming on my channel. Nivriti, you heard Mr. Hassan, he was talking about the third part of the tunneling scrapping. I'm also joined by Mr. Porwal. He was there with me yesterday. Mr. Porwal, Nivriti is with me. You are with me. Today what has happened is a huge delay. Lieutenant General Syed Atta Hussain very specifically said, right now things will be cleared, then some manual work will start, and then scraping technology is also being deployed. What is your first assessment of what has happened in the last 24 hours?
Actually, people are putting the best efforts, but unfortunately, when you drill horizontally in the loose strata, because of the vibrations and the misalignment takes place of the other pipes. So that's why it is broken, because once a horizontal drilling means there will be deflection in the pipe. So these are the disadvantage when you are drilling into a loose landslide, because it is a mixed matrix and it is not very well compacted. So these things are actually challenging, particularly last 10 to 12 meter. So best thing would be, it is better we go for a manual, actually this excavation. It is possible. There are rock breakers are available, penjo, handheld tools are there. And one small trolley on the wheel can be put like stretcher. They can put a small trolley where the whatever excavated can be taken out from the tunnel. And suppose they encounter a big rock, there are no silent explosive sort of thing, that is expensive cement. Hole can be drilled and put. So within few hours that rock breaks. So manually it is possible, about half to 1 meter depending on the strata, and whatever the this lining material like lattice, some eye sections or steel reinforcement, whatever they have to cut. So I think manual is the best, because with the machine vibrations will be there, that will further induce the further collapse of the tunnel. So best thing to go, and what we can do, in fact, we can put like a horizontal one, we can have a cutting edge sort of thing where we do horizontal vertical drilling of the our various foundations. So horizontal cutting edge, and we can push through the screws and jacks with applying pressure. So we take out the material, push, take out material, push. So this will be possible. It may take time, but it will be safer. It will not further disturb the strata because vibrations will be much lesser. And this we can try. As regard vertical drill, initially we should make an exploratory drill, means with a very small dia, 4-5 inch or 6 inch dia, to assess what type of strata and what things we can. We also do like a geotechnical investigation. We make a pilot drill to assess the things. So that will not cause much of vibration if we start to begin with. We go higher diameter, and we have ONGC is one of the expert. When they go for their oil explorations, they can go for 3 kilometers. So drilling 85 meter is not a very big issue. If a pilot hole, if the strata is okay, not no aquifer, not, and ultimately the even vertical hole will have to encounter the tunnel lining last 200 300 mm, which will be again steel sections and road. So that will be also required pierce through the drilling. So it is better. And what we can do, rather putting the more force on the bigger dia, we make small 4-6 inches hole closer, and then if we put a bigger hole, so that will be easier to drill, and we have to take care all. And secondly, I think we should keep a sufficient stock of the food and medicines through this pipe.
Okay,
matlab
sufficient stock of food,
and
and we have
medicines
to
and
ensure that those emergency pipes are intact. Sir, let me just go across to Nivriti. Nivriti, एक चीज बताइए, वो जो ऑक्सीजन पाइप्स का आपने जिक्र किया था, आपने बाकी उसका जिक्र किया था, खाने का, और आप बता रही थी कि मोराइल को लेके अभी हो क्या रहा है, बाकी सब लोग हैं किधर? यू नो, राइट नाउ आई डोंट सी एनी एक्टिविटी बिहाइंड यू, तो बता सकते हैं व्हाट्स हैपनिंग?
अभी आप देख सकते हैं, अगर मैं आपको एक्टिविटी दिखाऊंगी तो इस समय आपको टनल के आसपास बहुत ज़्यादा एक्टिविटी नज़र नहीं आ रही होगी कार्तिकेय जी। जिस तरीके की एक्टिविटी पहले नज़र आ रही थी, तो अभी उतना एक्टिविटी नहीं है क्योंकि अंदर काम रुका हुआ है। लेकिन जो अंदर लोग फंसे हुए हैं, जो वर्कर्स हैं फंसे हुए हैं, जैसा कि मैंने पहले भी बताया था कि उनको एडिक्वेट मात्रा में जो दवाइयाँ हैं, जो खाना है, वो सब सप्लाई किया जा रहा है, और कोशिश यही की जा रही है कि जो भी उनके डिमांड्स हों वो सारी पूरी की जाएं, चाहे वो खाने की डिमांड्स हों, कभी कभी उनकी स्पेसिफिक डिमांड्स भी होती हैं, जब वो अपना कुछ स्पेशल उनको लगता है कि मुझे खाना चाहिए, या मुझे लग रहा है कि मुझे इस चीज़ की ज़रूरत है, तो वो डिमांड करते हैं और वो चीज़ उनको सप्लाई कर भी दी जाती है। और कुछ, जैसा कि मैंने पहले भी जिक्र किया था कि कुछ लेबरर्स ऐसे या वर्कर्स ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने ये कहा था कि उन्हें कुछ हेल्थ रिलेटेड इश्यूज हुए हैं, जैसे पेट में दर्द हो गया है या पेट ख़राब हो गया है, तो उसके लिए भी अलग से उनको दवाई दी जा रही है। एंड जैसे कि दवाई के साथ साथ सनलाइट की बहुत ज़्यादा कमी है, तो ये भी पता चला है कि विटामिन डी की जो गोलियां हैं वो भी उनको सप्लाई की जा रही है, ताकि सनलाइट की कमी की वजह से जो डेफिशिएंसीज होती हैं वो ना हो और उसकी वजह से कोई कॉम्प्लिकेशंस ना आ जाएं। तो इस तरीके से पूरा ध्यान तो रखा जा रहा है लेबरर्स का, उनसे बातचीत भी की जा रही है। इवन द चीफ मिनिस्टर स्पोक टू ऑल ऑफ देम today also, and they are able to speak to all of their relatives who are waiting for them outside the tunnel, and every effort is being made that they are in contact with their relatives, with their loved ones, and every medicine is being supplied, every demand is being मतलब उनकी हर डिमांड जो है उसको पूरा करने की भी प्रशासन की तरफ से कोशिश की जा रही है। तो कार्तिकेय जी, जहाँ तक अंदर फंसे लोगों का सवाल है, उनका तो ध्यान रखा ही जा रहा है, बट जो उनके रिश्तेदार हैं, जो रिलेटिव्स जो बाहर हैं, जो इंतज़ार कर रहे हैं, उनके भी रहने खाने पीने का पूरा इंतज़ाम सरकार की तरफ से किया गया है यहाँ पर। तो इस वक्त तो यही है। और दूसरी बात ये है कि बाहर का जो तैयारी है, जब रेस्क्यू होकर जब ये सारे वर्कर्स आएंगे, उसकी बहुत अच्छी तैयारी की गई है। सब कुछ इंतज़ाम है, फ़र्स्ट एड का इंतज़ाम है, जो प्राइमरी चेकअप हो सकता है उसका भी इंतज़ाम है। और जब यहाँ पे प्राइमरी चेकअप हो जाएगा, उसके बाद एम्बुलेंसेस के ज़रिए जो 41 बेड्स की फैसिलिटी है चिंडियालीसौर में, तो वहाँ पे वी हैव गॉट एक्सक्लूसिव विजुअल्स ऑफ दैट फैसिलिटी, एज यू नो। no one has been able to get to that place as of now, so we went there
Nivriti,
and we saw the facility ourselves. Manji.
Nivriti, I just want you to tell me, वो अंदर जो laborers हैं, what are they talking about? What are they saying? What do they want? Can you just tell me, you have the reporter on the ground, वो बोल क्या रहे हैं? क्या जानना चाहते हैं? उनको भी तो कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन चाहिए होगी, वो बताइए। जो फंसे हुए हमारे लोग हैं अंदर, वो क्या कह रहे हैं, जो बाहर हैं लोग उनसे। सिर्फ बाहर की बातें आ रही हैं, अंदर क्या बात कर रहे हैं लोग जो फंसे हैं?
देखिए, मैंने आज 2 रिश्तेदारों से बात की थी। एक किसी जो अंदर वर्कर हैं उसके पिता थे, और दूसरे वर्कर जो अंदर फंसे हुए हैं उनके भाई थे। तो जो पिता थे जिनसे बात हुई है, उन्होंने कहा कि बजाय इसके कि वो अपना हाल बताते, उनके बेटे, उन्होंने अपने परिवार का हाल पहले पूछा। अपनी बहन के बारे में पूछा कि क्या वो पढ़ाई करती है या नहीं करती है, और अपनी माँ के बारे में पूछा कि ठीक है या नहीं है। तो मैंने उनसे, उनके पिता से पूछा कि क्या आपने उनके बारे में पूछा कि वो कैसे हैं, टनल के अंदर किस तरीके से समय बीत रहा है, क्या कोई परेशानी तो नहीं हो रही, किसी तरह की डिप्रेशन तो नहीं है। तो उनके पिता ने मुझे बताया कि नहीं, उन्होंने कहा कि हम बिल्कुल ठीक हैं, आप चिंता मत कीजिए और आप अपना ख्याल रखिए। आपको खाना वाना मिल रहा है या नहीं मिल रहा है, इसका भी ध्यान रखिए। हमें तो सब कुछ मिल रहा है, खाना भी मिल रहा है, दवाइयाँ भी मिल रही है, हर तरीके से ध्यान भी रखा जा रहा है, और मैं बीमार भी नहीं हूँ। इस तरीके की जो बातें हुई, और साथ ही ये ज़रूर अंदर से लोग पूछ रहे हैं कि जो काम की प्रोग्रेस है वो कहाँ तक है, कहाँ पहुँची है, कहाँ नहीं पहुँची है। तो उनको ऐसा नहीं कि अंधेरे में रखा गया है। जैसा कि चीफ मिनिस्टर ने भी जब कल बात की थी अंदर जाकर, टनल के अंदर जाकर फंसे हुए वर्कर्स से, तो चीफ मिनिस्टर ने उनको बताया था कि डिले कहाँ हो रहा है, क्यों डिले हो रहा है। तो लेबरर्स की तरफ से ये कहा गया था, जैसा कि हम सुन भी पा रहे थे, कि कोई बात नहीं, अगर देरी हो रही है, हम ठीक हैं, आप हमारी चिंता मत कीजिए, लेकिन हमें निकालिए सुरक्षित यहाँ से। बेशक देर हो जाए, बट हम सुरक्षित यहाँ से निकलना चाहते हैं। तो ये सारी चीज़ें, उनको इस बात की शायद परवाह नहीं है कि वो जल्दी निकल जाएं, इस बात की ज़्यादा परवाह है कि वो सुरक्षित निकल जाएं, देरी से निकलें भले ही, और सुरक्षित निकल जाएं। और मैंने आर्नोल्ड डिक्स से भी जो बात की थी, और जो इंटरव्यू चला भी था न्यूज़ 9 पे, तो उसमें भी वो लोग कह रहे थे, आर्नोल्ड डिक्स हमसे कह रहे थे कि इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट टू गेट ऑल द 41 men out, and if we want to get them out safely, then it is also important to get there gradually. We do not need to hurry in this. So बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट बात है ये कि आपको उनको निकालना है, ये प्रायोरिटी है आपकी, जल्दी निकालना है। ये प्रायोरिटी हो सकती है, पर उनकी लाइफ के कॉस्ट पे प्रायोरिटी नहीं हो सकती। तो ज़िंदगी बचाने प्रायोरिटी है, उसमें थोड़ी सी देर हो जाए, वो कहते हैं कि बेटर लेट देन नेवर। सो दिस इज़ हाउ इट इज़, कार्तिकेय जी।
Very, very beautifully said. Very beautifully said. Nivriti, stay with me. Mr. Parwal, you heard Nivriti. Generally we think about these rescue operations from the perspective of those who are trying to rescue. But those who need to be rescued, they have their stories to tell, sir, isn't it?
Yes, I have some few important suggestions. Like we also face similar situations. So whenever in emergency situation, it is better to keep some 2 to 3 week reserve ration or essential thing. And now pipe is there. It is better we stock them well. So in case of any further delay, emergency, it can be used. So firstly, proper stocking of all the stuff is required. Secondly, the operation has to be properly done without any further damage to the tunnel, because further collapse will complicate the situation. So it may take some time. It is better we do it properly without risking the people's life. But at the same time, with the available facility, we should sufficiently stock the food, medicines, and other essential things. So in case of any disruptions, because once the vertical drilling start, they should start with a smaller pipe, and vertical drilling through strata is always better than horizontal. And because it is very difficult to drill through a landslide, it is actually collapse of the tunnel is a landslide, and we are trying to drill. So that horizontal thing, deflection takes place in the shaft, and that's why the shaft broken. So manually it is possible. And like in Meghalaya, there used to be this coal mines used to be there where rat hole we used to call rat holes. So laborers were expert with the 2 to 3 meter dia. They used to just take out the coal, they crawl, they take the thing, and they put the trolley. So we have lot many experts, laborers who can take out the manually the whatever muck is there. So I think manual is the best option right now. Horizontally, we should not further
Purval
use any heavy.
I need to ask one question before I forget. I am also a human. I thought I'll ask when you come. So why isn't there any escape tunnel? I was reading in one of the newspapers today that escape tunnel was part of the plan. ये क्या issue है? थोड़ा बताइए. What is this?
Escape tunnel तो generally it is there. मतलब it is planned. Escape tunnel is always planned. Escape tunnel in now future, at least now after seeing, because whenever the strata is not very good, it is whatever tunnel we have made, it is better to have some escape tunnel either in the form of concrete box, or we can have even pipe of 300 to 400 mm, 900 mm dia, where in case of emergency, at least emergency exit can be made. Escape tunnel is always better to have side by side. So in case of emergency, we are able to come. So that we'll see later on. But now what we can do, whatever tunnel is dug, immediately we should prepare parallel 3 feet dia tunnel, pipe to overcome situation in future. So that is possible, but right now it is better we go for even vertical drilling. We have to do very carefully, because when the vertical drill hits the tunnel lining, that is last part of the concrete and the sections, it should further not collapse the tunnel. So we have to be very carefully, and last thing has to be cut with the diamond cutter sort of thing, because we have to cut across the metal.
So would the situation been different if escape tunnel would have been there? And
Yes,
a lot of people are saying that why wasn't escape tunnel there when it was a 2 kilometer long tunnel?
Then escape tunnel, it all depend on the planning and design, so I can't comment without going through that. But escape tunnel, of course, it helps and come handy in such situations. Even not only during the construction, during the maintenance also. Suppose there is during the operation of tunnel, there is some blockade in the convoy. Even people may just use the escape tunnel, they leave their vehicle. So escape tunnel provision is always there in some of the long tunnels. So I don't know what is there in this thing. Like Rohtang tunnel, we have escape tunnel. Like Rohtang tunnel is one of the longest tunnel. So there is escape tunnel little bit. I don't know what is there in this. But escape tunnel is there, it will always definitely help us out.
Okay, so escape tunnel is one question a lot of people are writing about. A lot of people are saying it should have been part of policy and planning. Nivriti, if you hear me, इस पे चर्चा हो रही है, बातचीत करते हैं, आप लोग रिपोर्टर्स हैं, बाकी सब लोग हैं, एस्केप टनल पे कुछ बातचीत होती है वहाँ? न्यूज़पेपर में तो दिल्ली में ये छप रहा है.
जी बिल्कुल बातचीत होती है कि एस्केप टनल क्यों नहीं है. वैसे तो बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जो इन्वेस्टिगेट होनी चाहिए और होनी भी है. और जो एस्केप टनल की आप बात कर रहे हैं उस पर ज़रूर चर्चा होती है कि जब भी कोई टनल बनती है या बनाई जाने की प्लानिंग होती है तो एस्केप टनल को उसका पार्ट होना चाहिए. और ख़ास तौर पे अगर टनल इतनी लंबी है जो 4.5 किलोमीटर्स लंबी है और उसमें आप 40 वर्कर्स को एक साथ एक जगह जाने दे रहे हैं, रख रहे हैं, तो उनके लिए कोई ना कोई कंटिजेंसी प्लान तो ज़रूर होना ही चाहिए था, ताकि किसी स्थिति में अगर ऐसी नौबत आ जाए कि वो लोग वहाँ फंस जाएं. पहली बात तो आप एक साथ इतने लोग एक साथ कैसे टनल में काम कर रहे थे, ये भी इन्वेस्टिगेशन का पार्ट है. अगर इतने लोग काम कर रहे थे, आपने अलाउ किया था जाना अंदर इतने लोगों को एक साथ टनल के अंदर, क्योंकि टनल एक नॉर्मल सा स्ट्रक्चर नहीं है. ऐसा स्ट्रक्चर नहीं है कि बहुत आसान सा स्ट्रक्चर है, बहुत सेफ सा स्ट्रक्चर है, ख़ास तौर पे जब उसकी कंस्ट्रक्शन हो रही होती है. तो आपको मेरे ख्याल से, जहाँ तक मेरी एक्सपर्ट्स से कुछ हद तक बात हुई है, जो टनलिंग एक्सपर्ट्स हैं, कि इतने ज़्यादा लोग आमतौर पे टनल के अंदर एक साथ जाते नहीं हैं. तो इस टनल में इतने लोग थे और आपके पास एस्केप टनल कोई उनके ना एस्केप टनल था ना कोई कंटिजेंसी प्लान था, जिसकी वजह से ये अगर हादसा हो भी गया तो उनके निकलने की कोई जगह आपके पास नहीं थी. हैरानी की बात यह है कि जो लोग अब काम कर रहे हैं उनको रेस्क्यू करने के लिए, तो एस्केप टनल बीआरओ ने जो बनाया वो बहुत ही कम समय में उन्होंने उनके लिए एस्केप टनल बना के तैयार कर दिया. तो अगर ये इतने कम समय में हो सकता था, कोई एक एजेंसी उस टनल को इतने कम समय में बना सकती थी, तो मेरा ख्याल है कि ये लोग भी, जो टनल बनाने वाली एजेंसी है, वो भी, उनको भी इस टनल के बनाने की तरफ ज़रूर ध्यान देना चाहिए था. हालांकि अभी तो पूरा फोकस लाइव्स को बचाने की तरफ है कार्तिकेय जी, लेकिन ये सारी चीज़ें हैं जिनके बारे में सोचा जाएगा और ज़रूर सोचा जाएगा और इन्वेस्टिगेट भी किया जाएगा इनके ऊपर। सरकार की तरफ से ज़रूर कुछ ना कुछ प्लानिंग होगी, तब जाके एक बार ये ज़िंदगियां बच जाएं, उसके बाद ज़रूर हर एक से हिसाब ज़रूर लिया जाएगा, मुझे ऐसा लगता है।
निवृत्ति, अगली बार जब मैं आपसे मिलूंगा ना, मैं बिल्कुल जानना चाहूँगा कि लोग कौन हैं, किन गाँवों से, किन शहरों से आते हैं, इनके नाम क्या हैं, इनके बच्चे क्या करते हैं, ये अंदर क्या बात कर रहे हैं। अगली बार जब हम मिलेंगे ना निवृत्ति, तो हम इन्हीं लोगों के बारे में बात करेंगे। हम जो सरकार कर रही है, जो मिनिस्ट्रीज़ कर रही हैं, जो मशीन्स कर रही हैं, उस पर तो बात हो गई, वो तो होगा। अब हम अगले 24 घंटे में उसके बाद हम इन लोगों के बारे में बात करेंगे, क्योंकि ये लोग इट नहीं है, दे आर नॉट नंबर्स। ये लोग हैं, इनके चेहरे हैं, इनके दिल हैं, इनके परिवार हैं, इनके बेटे हैं, बेटियां हैं, माँ हैं, बाप हैं, बच्चे हैं, कोई चाचा है, कोई ताऊ है, कोई मामा है, कोई मौसा होगा। हम इनको नंबर नहीं देंगे, हम इनके चेहरे देंगे, हम इन पे बात करेंगे। एंड टू माय फ्रेंड्स, this is my promise to you that this is how this coverage on this channel will go. We will give faces to the people who are inside, and my colleague Nivritti Mohan will do it for us. So when I am back on the other edition of On Point, we will tell you what these people who are inside are saying. So as Nivritti said, they didn't ask as to when they will be rescued. Two of them, when she said, they were asking about whether a person in the family is studying or not. Who are these people? Where have they come from? What do they do? Where are their families? In my next edition, I'll take you to them. And before we end the program, there's a very beautiful walkthrough done by my colleague Nivritti Mohan, and there are a couple of important bites. We'll play them out for you.
On the face of the tunnel, this was the first option that they were exploring. So this option as of now is not working. As you can see, earlier yesterday or day before yesterday, we could see that we could see workers out there, we could see companies out there, we could see people going in and out of there. But right now we don't see any activity there. It seems that the work has not started yet. And it is confirmed that drilling machine, the auger machine, has not started drilling again. This is because it is stuck inside the tunnel. The reason that it is stuck inside the tunnel is that it encountered, yesterday it was told to us that it encountered another obstacle in the form of some iron rods, pipes or girders again. And it got stuck inside. What happened after that? The pipe that were inserted inside the tunnel to get the workers out of the tunnel, it also got bent. So now what has happened? They are trying to pull the machine out of the tunnel, and they are not succeeding in doing that because it is stuck inside, and the pipe through which it has been inserted, that pipe is also bent, and the blades of the auger machine are broken, as we are told. So now the biggest challenge for them right now is to withdraw the auger machine from the pipes inside, and then they will have to cut all the obstructions. But withdrawing the auger machine right now is the biggest challenge for them because it has got stuck inside the tunnel. Now after they are successful in getting it out, then they will manually cut all the girders or the iron pipes that the machine has encountered. It will also take some more time. It will take a lot of time, in fact. And after the pipes are cut, then they will try to manually dig in, manually dig the remaining portion of the muck that is there, and they will try to reach up to the workers who are stuck inside. But that doesn't seem to be happening very soon here, and because of this they are also exploring other options, because as I told you earlier also, that this was the most promising option here for them, and they were trying very hard to be successful in rescuing workers through this option. But because this is not working right now, so they are exploring other options also. So if my cameraman can show the road that BRO has prepared, 1.2 kilometers of road that reaches up to the point on the mountain where the vertical drilling will take place. So you can see some machines over there where the vertical drilling point is there. We saw a very big drill machine being taken to that point today, and you see there is a machine over there on the tunnel, on the mountain, where the vertical drilling will take place in case this option doesn't work at all. But I think they have started drilling to some point. Now the problem is that if they start drilling vertically, they may encounter a few issues, some problems that may lead to a bigger disaster if the operation is not carried out very they need very carefully. If the operation is not carried out very carefully, then it could lead to a bigger disaster. The problem in vertical drilling is that they first of all need to find if there is any aquifer beneath, and if there is an aquifer, then vertical drilling will be difficult for them, and they may not opt for this option. For this, they may need to dig a small hole first and then investigate for an aquifer or something like that, which may be problematic. And when they are assured of the fact that no such problem is there, then they will be digging a bigger hole through which they will pull out the workers from the tunnel. So these are all the options there. They have 4 to 5 options. They can drill vertically. They had a plan to puncture the walls of the tunnel from both the ends. These were other 2 options. They had an option to approach to the workers from behind, from the other face of the tunnel, where the work of tunnel, around 400 meters of tunnel is still to be drilled. So all these options are being tried. There is one other option also on the other, above the other face of the tunnel, of vertical digging. So all these options were being explored, but the most promising option that that the authorities had, was on the Silkyara face of the tunnel. And on the Silkyara face of the tunnel, right now they don't seem to be succeeding, but we hope that they will soon find a solution for it, because
Right.
Auger machine is stuck inside, and because it is stuck, so no other process can be taken further.
Right.
Now, first thing that they have to do is to take the auger machine out, to withdraw the auger machine. In normal circumstances also, when you have to take the auger machine out, it takes minimum 2 hours. But now, because it is stuck inside, the pipe is also bent, they need to cut the pipe, and then I don't know if the front portion, which is put inside the tunnel, if it is also damaged, as we are told that the blades of the drill are damaged. So if it is damaged, then they need to maybe cut that drill also, and up to a point, say they were saying that earlier they had reached up to 48 meters, and then we were told, because the pipe had to be cut, 1.2 meters was reduced, so it makes it 40.
जो कटर है हमारा प्लाज्मा कटर, वो शाम तक पहुंचेगा। अभी क्या है कि हम लगभग 1 घंटे में 1.5 मीटर काट पा रहे हैं, और उसके आने के बाद 1 घंटे में हम 4 मीटर लगभग काट पाएंगे। तो उससे बहुत आसानी से जल्दी जो है हमारा ये 30 मीटर जो बचा हुआ है, वो हमको लगता है कि 7-8 घंटे में कट जाएगा। उसके कटते ही मैनुअली अंदर जाएंगे और 1 मीटर 1 घंटे का मैनुअली जो है उसको करने के बाद उसको पाइप को पुश करने का काम शुरू होगा। तो ये मान के चलिए कि जल्दी से जल्दी हो, अगर कोई हडल ना आए, जिस प्रकार से आप लोग सहयोग बनाए हुए हैं उसको हम लोग देखिए, ऐसा हम लोग क्योंकि ऐसे स्थान पर हैं कि यहाँ से हमारे सबके बीच में अगर सकारात्मक भाव रहेगा तो आवाज अंदर तक जाएगी।
It's a great idea, as long as we do it safely, and there'll be many things that we're doing, but what is wonderful here in India is that the safety of the rescuers and the safety of the people that we're rescuing is of paramount importance, and so because we have an angry mountain, we're being a little careful, or being a lot careful, because we don't want anyone injured doing the rescue, and we don't want anyone injured who's being.
He thought he could outlast us. And 1 year later, the evidence is right here in this room.
Who will blink first?
So far from preventing the expansion of NATO, Russian actions have actually resulted in the expansion of NATO.
It's a mess for Russia and it's a mess for the Western world, for NATO and the United States.
Putin is a dictator, and if he loses, that means the end of his regime, and probably of him personally. So he has to keep going.
Year 2, no end in sight. Streaming now.
Hamas attacks Israel. Israel Defense Forces strike back at Hamas. As the war unfolds, watch the comprehensive coverage of the Israel war only on News9 Plus.